Look, see, I got some real niggas on my left side and my right side and behind me. If you got a trees tryna line me, you better think twice if you try me. Yeah, I've been getting busy, and I'm still staying with plenty of bitches with me. They say I'ma die, that nigga mad, his bitch getting litty with me. Yeah, I got the juice, Tupac. I come in to function, ain't with nothing, cause I be making it too hot. Shit, I'm smoking this loud like a boom box. These niggas worried about me. They should be worried about getting a bag. Niggas is mad, I'm on my shit. They thinking they lit, but they doing bad. I'm in my jean sport. I don't gotta bluff about all of them designer bags. Still in the mall, been popping tags. I blow a kiss when the thotties pass. I'm spitting different, know these niggas trash. I must be cooking in a different lab. Like, look, I must be cooking in a different lab. I'm trying to take it to the top. Higher than space shit. Used to seeing them fiends in the basement. So the months my mother couldn't pay rent. This shit is a fact. Only real niggas can relate. Young nigga used to wanna be a ball player, now they playing me in different states. See, I got some real niggas on my left side and my right side and behind me. If you got a trees tryna line me, you better think twice if you try me. Yeah, I've been getting busy, and I'm still staying with plenty of bitches with me. They say I'ma die, that nigga mad, his bitch getting litty with me. See, I got some real niggas on my left side and my right side and behind me. If you got a trees tryna line me, you better think twice if you try me. Yeah, I've been getting busy, and I'm still staying with plenty of bitches with me. They say I'ma die, that nigga mad, his bitch getting litty with me.
Hey, hoop dreams. How about the V as a 2C? I'm finna slap and not 2C. I get love like I play for the home team. Like 30 on me, but this not a perk. She get me headed, she going berserk. Pour up a full double cup when I work. Like, you really capping? You know my body, I'm moving tactic. I spin the block, watch a paramedic scoop you up, and my brother, he really macking. My body jack, tell me what you jacking. I'm in love with fashion. I got a heater, I get to clapping. You don't want static, don't want the action. Off top, sticks hang out the window, you know they gon' throw shots. When we spin blocks, Peter Roll, really rocking your wristwatch. Punch him out, then I'm watching my ops drop. Check their name off on my hit list, I gotta get this, bullets don't miss him. Selling Nicks, I used to pinch it. Maintain my bread, I'm in love with this chicken.
I got some real niggas on my left side and my right side and behind me. If you got a trees tryna line me, you better think twice if you try me. Yeah, I've been getting busy, and I'm still staying with plenty of bitches with me. They say I'ma die, that nigga mad, his bitch getting litty with me. See, I got some real niggas on my left side and my right side and behind me. If you got a trees tryna line me, you better think twice if you try me. Yeah, I've been getting busy, and I'm still staying with plenty of bitches with me. They say I'ma die, that nigga mad, his bitch getting litty with me.
Yo. Welcome back. It's been a couple weeks. We've been away. We've been busy. Sheridan's been moving. We got some heat. Before we even talk about where we've been and what we've been doing, though, let's talk about that track, that unreleased Don Pablo. What did you guys think of that?
Bro.
Your bitch getting litty with me.
Yeah,
that shit was a bop. That shit was a bop.
Definitely a bop. I thought Don went in. He did his thing. Like, it's one of those things where Don didn't do anything, like, really out of his range. He kind of really went in and killed what he does. I
completely agree.
It was like, in general, it was like not like a breakout song for Don. Didn't like blow my mind, but it ran. Like it was something that I could hear at parties when they come. Well, they're kind of already happening, but parties and stuff like that. I think that's a banger for sure. I thought the second verse, I thought it was all right. From Chronix. I thought he reminded.
I was about to ask who that was.
He reminded me a little bit of ABG Neil, but like a ABG Neil verse I didn't like that much. But like it wasn't like terrible. It just the flow was a little like off. You know what I mean? Like it was like not bad. It was just a little off. But in general,
I hear what you're saying.
Verses. I've liked some of his verses before. I don't think it was bad. It was just like meh for me.
Yeah, I mean shit. It's always hard to come on after Don.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
And keep the same energy. Yeah. Exactly. He just did a really good job staying in his pocket. You feel me? His tone was controlled the whole time. It was the bop. When the second verse came off, I was a little thrown off. Not that I didn't like it. The way the voices went with each other. I know this isn't their first collab together. It was a dope track. And overall, Chronix still killed it.
Yeah, I think what sets someone like ABG Neil apart in one of those situations, and what I think could set someone like Chronix apart, is like, yeah, both of them. Even ABG Neil has like not the greatest flow sometimes coming on another like artist track.
It's his tone.
But yeah, it's his tone. He has tone, but he also has has like a really dope he always has like one liners like bitches play
Yeah,
stupid but like don't know I'm dumb. Like say shit
yeah,
like if he thought of just those little like clever funny shits and threw those in there, I
yeah.
would forget about the fact the flow was a little off, and I would just keep thinking about the fact that he said some funny ass shit that actually kind of went hard.
Facts,
That's
facts.
actually a good point. But overall, track was dope.
No doubt, dude. I thought that was a really dope
I was
track. Shout out to Don Pablo for sending that in. Ta sent that in for Don, but shout out to them for sending that in. Always appreciate it. If you guys want to be played, especially on the intro or any episode of the Cypher, make sure you send us an email. Just reach out to me via DM. I'll send you the email. I'll probably get the email pinned in the chat here in a couple minutes. But you guys could send us something. We could review it. We like reviewing stuff, letting you guys know what we think, get you a little bit of free promo, all that good stuff. We're switching stuff up. As you can see, we're going live on Wednesday mornings. We want to get people engaged. So if you're tuned in, throw some comments in. Let everybody know that you're here with us. Share the video. That way we can get more people tuned in. We're trying to do stuff a little bit different. We also want to get stuff a little bit more. Like it's easier for us at this time of day. I think all of us now. Sheridan being in Cali. I live in South Dakota. Anthony lives in New York. So we're all on different time zones. So this is what works best for everybody. We're still gonna show it on YouTube at 6 p.m., but there won't be as much engagement. It's not gonna be airing live like it was on Facebook. So, but that's how we're changing stuff up a little bit. Now that we got all that off, I want to shout out T Melly for the mix on that track as well. That was a dope track. How you guys been though? Sheridan, how you doing? You're all the way back in California now. You left New York. How you feeling?
I'm doing really well, bro. I'm in a much nicer apartment than my last one, much better situation. Like literally like anything you could think of is better. Like with my new place, it's nicer, more updated, better neighbors, more amenities. I have like a gym in my apartment. The shipping situation
Super live,
better.
T Melly.
Yeah, super live. And you got more hats in the background, I see.
Yeah, I got some hats. I just ordered some more hats actually and some shoes. I've been
Oh, no,
like
weird
kind of
flex.
settled into the new place. It's been really nice. My cousins came here. They're from Washington. I hadn't seen them in like 15 years probably, and they're my only cousins that are like anywhere near my age. One's a year younger and one's like 2 years younger. And it was really cool like getting to like see them like grown up now, because like the last time I saw them we were all like little kids, and they got to stay at my apartment a couple nights. It was really dope. We just kind of chilled out, smoked, drank, got to catch up. It was dope, and I'm excited for these next couple weeks because I'm gonna get back into the swing of the music stuff, and things are really gonna start rolling out soon.
That's what's up, bro. Happy to hear it.
Yeah, man, it's really dope to see you back on the West Coast, and especially in a better situation than before.
I'm glad to be here, bro. It's I'm perked up in general, and I'm just excited for this summer. Like I feel like things are gonna like the vaccine has started to go well. I feel like people are getting it out faster than we thought.
I'm perked up in general. How often is that used just in regular conversation, bro?
Yeah, right. When he said I'm perked up, I got back confused.
I'm not currently perked up. I'm just happy.
Well, he's perked up. He's just not perked out. You feel me? I think that's the difference.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yo, what's
buddy.
good, Xavier? What's good? How you doing? What about you? What about you, Ant? What have you been up to?
Shit, bro. It's been a busy past week and a half. About 2 weeks ago, shit just seemed like mad bullshit was happening, and then this past week goes by and it seems like damn near everything is going right. I'm very excited for this next month or so. I feel like I just jinxed myself too, and now I'm doomed for like some crazy bad shit to happen. But I'm excited. I got the package of St. Kannon hoodies came last night, so the pack touched down. I got everything in hand. Booked a couple flights this week so that I could go shoot some videos and go visit my boy Zay out in Cali in May. You know, I've never been out to Cali. I've never been out to Vegas. So we about to go fuck up the West a little bit. Oh, yeah. Just been working heavy on music, keeping the nose to the ground, staying low.
What are you thinking about weather. That? About going out to the West Coast for the first time? Like, what are your expectations? You got any expectations? Or you just going out to shoot some videos and whatever happens, happens?
My expectations for Vegas are different than my expectations for Cali. I'm going to Vegas for a 3-day business trip. Shooting music videos, you feel me? I'm going to Cali for a week just to visit one of my best friends, and I'm probably just gonna bring a cameraman with me so I can shoot a video, get some dope flicks while I'm out there. Vegas is definitely gonna be a much more business-oriented trip. Get there at 10 p.m., leave at like 1 a.m. 2 days later, 3 days later. It's not gonna be crazy long. I'm just excited to stay in Caesar's Palace, see some of the
that sounds
geography.
exciting.
You feel me?
That's
Absolutely.
That's
And Blick is popping out with me. I think Zakai's popping out. So it's not like I'll be out there about like with people that I don't really know.
no, that sounds like
I
a
hope I
great
can-
time, honestly. Like with Blicka and Zakai, there's so much you can do with all that. That sounds like an exciting time, bro.
Shit, I'm excited for it. You know, it's weird. I haven't left the county essentially since the pandemic started. And you know, going on back-to-back flights within a couple weeks of each other, it absolutely feels weird. But it's exciting nonetheless. I will say that. Xavier, I'll give some more details on the hoodies throughout the show. I'll make sure to keep you posted on that. I got the pack now.
That's exciting, bro. I'm gonna need the info on one of them hoodies too as well. So fuck yeah.
I got y'all. I got y'all two set aside.
I've been doing all right myself. I've been busy trying to get this college shit all caught up. Been busy doing that. Had a little bit of a unscheduled boxing fight the other week where I had to get a little crazy, but it's been a crazy couple of weeks for me personally. I actually got to. This is funny and kind of a stupid moment on my part. The other day I met Bryson Tiller via like a meet and greet situation or some shit that I had got.
Virtual concert?
Yeah, I did a virtual concert and then there was a meet and greet attached to it. My dumbass thought it was going to start right at 3, so I was like, all right, this is lit. I'm going to be at home. I've got this whole setup. I'm going to sit here and talk to Bryson Tiller, maybe get like an Upstate Aesthetic shout out type of thing. It takes until like 4 o'clock. Well, I got to be at work at 4 o'clock, so I had to talk to Bryson Tiller from an Applebee's for like 2.5 minutes with horrible service.
From an Applebee's.
It was a horrible experience, but it was pretty cool, I guess.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But those virtual
pulling those off, though.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Those virtual meet and greets can be really cool. I saw a lot of fan tweets and stuff that did get to engage with Bryson a little bit better than I did. And then to cap it all off, like I was trying to screen record, had AirPods in. You can't screen record audio with that, so it was a horrible cycle. So I wasn't too worried about it, but I thought it was pretty funny. It's some good content of if you're gonna schedule a meet and greet, be prepared to wait a little bit. It's not gonna start right on time, which no shit, right?
Yeah, no, right. You would expect that low key, but at least you got to go through that experience. You feel me? There was a Royce the 5'9" was doing a virtual concert, and he was trying to highlight it as like the biggest concert he's ever done.
Mm-hmm.
And he was gonna virtually meet all the fans, and you can even buy a slot so that your face is behind his when the performance is going on or some shit. And I contemplated it. But I didn't know exactly how it was going to work. So the fact that you actually got a one-on-one with Bryson is insane. Even if it was just for 2.5 minutes with shitty service, that's still dope how they're pulling that off, and I can see it being expanded on in the future.
Facts, and he kind of went hard with the whole performance too. Like I think he did it from like a baseball stadium. He had all kinds of fireworks. Like they did a heavy production with it. So it's very cool what he did. And I think that there's a lot of cool stuff that can be done with those virtual productions, but I also understand that that's definitely not for everyone. And as people are able to go outside, regular performances are definitely going to be preferred. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think that virtual concerts will go away?
I don't. Nah, not really. I think
they can't.
I think they're gonna become a bigger thing. Like I honestly think that there's going to be a lot of like live internet concerts because I think that the COVID restriction stuff, like I think it's gonna like some of the like lesser restrictions are gonna last a long time. I think there's gonna be people wearing masks even after mask mandates aren't there. Like I don't know. I think that there's gonna be like
I was having this conversation yesterday. So the past I've been playing basketball the past couple days outside with some homies that I haven't seen in a while, right? And I'm on the way to go hoop yesterday with one of my boys, and he was telling me about how COVID is about to be over soon, and the pandemic is about to be we're about to hit the curve. And I was like, yo, this is like the new normal You feel me? If everybody took off masks today, like, and we walked around downtown, that would be weird. We're gonna have to almost re-normalize back into society. So I think a lot of the things that have developed throughout this pandemic are here to stay for a while. You feel me? There will certainly be millions of people wearing masks even after all the mandates are out. There will be virtual concerts. A lot of businesses will still be shut down, but it's gonna be nice to be around that curve. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's definitely going to vary from place to place too, because where you go, depending on which part of the country you're in, because obviously in Texas and Florida, like they're opening wide, they're opening up, and you don't have to wear a mask. But people are just planning to vacation down there at this point. Like it is a whole different world in those two states, especially compared to somewhere like New York. Like even here in South Dakota, it's a whole different ball game. So. I did mean to update that for you, Sheridan. I meant to the other day when I was going to put unbanned again, but only temporarily. I'll get it fixed for you. But no, it's definitely a different world, man.
I didn't even know Sheridan was unbanned. I would have tagged him in the status that I made talking shit earlier.
He got unbanned during my 24-hour ban. It was some bullshit. But
Jake, the South is crazy. The South has very few regulations, and they're trying to even uplift the couple that they do have. So just be safe down there, bro.
Bro, there were definitely like when I drove across the state, I'd say across the country, I'd say half of the states nobody was wearing masks. Not the workers, not the people in the gas stations.
Well, yeah, that's the thing that's a little bit weird to me. I'm seeing a lot less workers and employees or staff people wear masks, and I can only imagine what that's like down south.
Bro,
you almost get looked at different. I feel like when you walk into a place like that and you have a mask on. Like there's definitely places in the country right now where if you have a mask on, you're almost looked at like you're crazy because they're so conformed to the other side of thoughts.
Yeah,
there are definitely some fuckers looking at me that they're just like what a joke. Like I'm like
fucking yuppie.
It's way different out here, man. It feels a lot more like Texas and Florida here in South Dakota than it does New York. That's for sure. In terms of just how they have people wearing masks and stuff like that, it's very different. Here, you go to Walmart and it's like 50-50, and you go in there and people are gonna look at you kind of weird. And
if here you go to Walmart, you're not getting in the store without a mask.
That's crazy.
Like that. Like, and if I saw somebody in Walmart without a mask, I'd probably leave. Like I don't know. Well, at this point, I don't know. I've stayed away from every fucking body.
Walmart, you'll see people not wearing masks.
I have never seen somebody in like a Walmart or Wegmans. I know it's happened, but I've also been at the door while somebody without a mask is trying to walk in, and they get turned away. Pretty like vehemently, like people were. It was an argument.
I've seen people in Walmart walk in with their masks, and once they walk by the person at the front,
they take it off.
Yeah,
that makes sense. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But fuck that.
Yeah.
At least we're in some. At least I'm somewhere up here though.
If you don't believe in it, just be respectful, bro. Just
it's just respect. Like take that shit off as soon as you get back outside. But while you,
it's not that big of a deal. Just wear that shit, bro.
So if you go to Vegas and like no one's wearing masks, you're still gonna rock your mask? For sure.
Yeah. What? Well, so like I said, I've been. Oh damn! You just changed Sheridan's thing while we were live. That's fire. But yeah, I haven't left the county too much besides for maybe twice, and that was to record in over a year. So it doesn't really matter what's happening. I still gotta follow how I personally feel about the pandemic. The only reason why I'm deciding to travel is because my pops gets his second vaccination shot early April. You feel me? So with that, I feel a little bit more comfortable. He's the primary person that I'm protecting, but I'm still not trying to contract it or spread it to anybody that could possibly be vulnerable. So I'm gonna be following shit out there, and I know people are gonna be looking at me crazy, even if I'm sure Noxie gonna be looking at me crazy because probably be in a strip club with my mask on, like, keeping away from bitches. You feel me? Like get away from me.
I can understand that though. It's just it's an interesting thing and very interesting even when you're put in that position. Because I've been in it a couple times where I just walk into a spot and I'm like, wow, I'm obviously the totally different person here. Not only am I the only brown person in this establishment, I'm the only one with a mask on as well. It's very funny. Let's talk about. Let's switch off the COVID topic a little bit. Talk about some of the new releases, some of the music that's come out both locally. Well, and the review we're gonna do is a little bit local as well. But let's talk about K. Killy dropped a new track titled Soul. Ryan Bronson dropped his new track Waste. T. Melly dropped a track called These Days. Nazi dropped a track titled Liddy Again featuring Fresh World. Jerk dropped a track titled Let's Talk About It. Word dropped a track called Take Off Within. We got Stumbling from Don Pablo, and Sha Rax just dropped a track titled Signs last night. A lot of good music from all those artists. Jerk actually sent me a physical copy of his project that I'm excited to get a chance to take a listen to, hopefully tonight. I want to do like an actual video review of that and upload it because he took the time to send it out here. I want to do something a little bit different with that, give him some feedback on that. But yeah, a lot of great music. You guys get a chance to check any of this out?
Yeah, I got to check out a couple of those. There was a lot of dope music. I've been bumping a lot of shit recently. It was dope to see the lineup of everything that dropped. I know we spoke a little bit about that Jerk track. I checked out the Ryan Bronson track. T. Melly and Nazi, you feel me? Both of their tracks was dope. I really fucked with These Days.
Me too.
With These Days. What about you guys?
What do you think, Sheridan? You were a little bit more critical of these tracks, right?
Yeah, I listened to them. I honestly didn't love this week's music. None of the songs really blew me away. All from artists that I like, and I like their music. And not that I think really like what it was just a lot of them just weren't for me. I don't think it was a measure of like how good or bad the tracks were. I think I just wasn't really feeling them. I thought Jerk did it was cool that he kind of stepped out of what I've heard him do a lot of times. Definitely wasn't something I'm gonna go back and listen to, but
and that honestly is a testament to the difference in our preferences of music, I think, because I really like this track. I'll probably go back to it quite a bit throughout the summer, especially because it feels like a good track for me. Just like I don't know, I like it, and there's quite a few tracks on this list that I do like. Let's Talk About by Jerk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and then even the T. Melly track, like y'all know, I love T. Melly, but this track was just whatever for me.
I think in general, I accept the fact, at least within myself, that my music preference almost changes like every 3 months too, because I'll listen to something I was listening to 6 months ago and I'll be like, wow, I thought that was that good, where I was listening to it that much, and then there'll be something else where I'll listen to it and I'll be like, wow, I hated this, like I didn't listen to there's a lot of artists I didn't start listening to till late. So
everything is periodic, and you're always going to feel a little bit differently about something when it's not your first impression, or when you go back to it 10 times in a row. You feel me? I'm not saying any of the tracks that dropped were my favorite from any of these artists, but I did really like These Days, and I really liked the way that he went about promoting it. I thought the cover art was really dope. He led up to it for a while, and so yeah, it's not my favorite T. Melly track, but I thought that shit was really dope. Jerk track, you could see a lot of growth. We talked about that in private, so I want to highlight that in public. If you are tuning into this, Jerk, keep grinding, because I do like what I'm hearing a lot more than I was in the past year or so.
Yeah, and I think it's good for artists to hear the idea too, that you can understand that just listeners in general, they don't have to like every song. They have different preferences. Like I really like this T. Melly song, so it again falls into that situation of Sheridan might not be the one who likes it, or maybe he might not like it right now. Maybe he hears it in a couple months and decides he does like it. But it's just
T. Melly's music sounds nothing like Tekashi 6ix9ine, so I don't really know why Sheridan would like it too much.
That's a good point. It's valid.
Yeah.
Ryan, we will be doing a competition episode in the next couple of weeks, but that is not why the email is at the bottom right now. It is just for submitting tracks for next week or for review in general. Go ahead.
Yo, you know who dropped a dope track in video this past week? Mirror L, Chirp's little brother. He dropped a really dope track. And the video was fucking nuts.
That's dope.
The video was. I just watched it a little bit earlier, right before we got on this podcast, actually, and I was very impressed. It reminds me a lot of the energy from like the Debo video that they did.
Yeah,
Very
I
funny,
love that.
very comedic. Yeah, exactly. They've been going ham. Or
Yep.
he has been going ham.
If he stays on brand with that, he could go viral for sure. Like I
What?
thought that
Yeah,
Debo video
yeah.
could have gone viral.
Yeah, Dirty. Yeah, thank you, Xavier. It's called Dirty.
Yo, and Xavier, you should. I want to encourage you to meet up with Team Melly and do some work. We love seeing that with the local artists who do get together, and it seems to be a positive thing, especially when meeting up with guys like Team Melly, Process, and a bunch of other people in the area. But those two, especially Jake as well. So if you start working with some of these guys, it will definitely, I think, help your growth in any way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? So.
There's no doubt, and the more artists that you can get to link with, especially on Team Melly's level, that know the engineering, the recording, and the actual music process, it'll definitely help you grow as an artist.
That's a fact.
I was playing one of Team Melly's songs for my cousins actually when we were driving around the other day. I was just showing them like some different upstate artists. I showed them Jesky, the one he put on the competition, and they fucked with that shit. That shit is just dope. Team Melly can do a lot of different things. He's got the hooks, like, and I think, like I said, even if that one wasn't for me, and like Andrew said, that one is gonna be for other people for sure. Like, it wasn't a bad track. Like, he's got some crazy shit.
Jake said, Team Melly, the go to the scene, took my top spot. It's a battle, bro. Ever since you went to Nashville or wherever you went, he took it. He slid in.
Team Melly the GOAT.
Let's talk about this new Benny the Butcher album, Plugs I Met Too. I really like this. This is actually the first Benny the Butcher or any Griselda album I think that I've listened to front to back. So I have a little bit of a different take on it than you guys probably. What do you guys think?
Can I ask you a question real quick before we break this down?
Yeah, for sure.
Was it that you couldn't get through any other projects, or was this like the first one that it made you want to get through the whole project, or what was it?
I just never really tried to. I think, and I think I might have gotten through because Benny had a project with Hit Boy, right?
Yeah, that was his album.
That was the one before this, right? Yeah. So I think I
Yeah.
listened to most of that one. It's not even a matter of I can't get through it. It's just I was like ADHD. So you have to sit down and really, really listen. I feel like when it's a Griselda album to hear exactly what they're trying to say. And so this is the one time I took the time to just listen to it front to back. So.
And I think that this was probably not that Benny didn't snap crazy lyrically. So I'll get that out the way. But I do think that this is more of a casual listen. You feel me? I don't.
Facts.
The Plugs I Met one was straight drug raps, street conscious raps, and just full of make your face twist up, and you got to think about this or know something about streets for it to feel the same a little. But I think this one was music oriented. He's still talking his shit. He's still being as introspective and grimy as he possibly can be. But I think his focus was more of making the best music he could as opposed to trying to rap the best that he could, if that makes sense. I think that might be a little bit why this was easily digestible for you. You feel me? I could totally see an emphasis on the hook structure, like the literal structure of the songs down to the features that he chose to this compared to all the other projects in the past.
I will say that, and I think this was the narrative online too, but I didn't love the majority of the features on this project. Like that was not something that stood out to me. I really feel like at this point, this is something that tells me I need to go back and listen to more, especially Benny, but probably all of Griselda, to really consume all of it, because what people have been hyping up is absolutely true. It's absolutely there. When I listened to this project, I liked 90% of it, I would say. There was some stuff I didn't love, maybe one or two beats, and a majority of the features just weren't necessarily it for me. But Benny's parts I really, really fucked with. So, I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think, Sheridan?
Excuse me.
I thought that the features were the best parts of the project.
Oh, wow.
2 Chainz and Fat Joe were my favorite part of the project.
I disagree, but
I love.
Oh, Fat Joe went fucking crazy.
Whenever Fat Joe hops on some shit like this, he fucking blacks out, bro. When he got on El Capo with Jim Jones, bro.
Yo,
whatever song that was crazy. Like, I love Fat Joe.
A lot of people well, I can't even say disrespect, but
No,
it should be it should be looked at as disrespect because he is such a phenomenal rapper and businessman. I can't name the last time I heard a Fat Joe verse that I didn't like. Despite that, though, 2 Chainz verse was dope. I fucked with Chink's part. I absolutely hated French Montana's part.
French Montana sucks.
Yeah, but Jim Jones' verse might have been like my top 3 verses on the whole album. You feel me? Jim Jones is, I know this is a Benny project, but Jim Jones is one of my favorite. He just aged so fucking gracefully.
Jim Jones went crazy. I just go back to the song because of French Montana.
I hear that. I can't blame you for that.
He ruined the Jim Jones album too.
What'd you say?
He ruined the Jim Jones album too. French Montana. Bro, that's.
I can't remember the last time I heard a track that French Montana was on and was like, "Oh, he really made this better." Like I needed to hear French Montana.
Has been a joke to me and my friends since like junior year. We've always been like, bro, whenever French Montana gets on some shit, it's ruined, bro. Like, it's been like
Harry.
That's just how we talk about French Montana, but.
Harry Fraud went absolutely crazy on the production. If I had to critique anything about the album, it would just be, which is what always happens in series or when you do second installments of something. When I hear the plugs I met, I expected almost a second coming of the plugs I met, which is not what I got.
Right.
This felt more like the burden of proof to me than the plugs I met. However, it was still great music nonetheless. When you have
production-wise, I like this a lot better than the first one. But I agree, Leah.
But when you get Black Thought, R.J. Payne, Conway, Jadakiss, fuck it. You see, when you get these rappers on a project,
it was featured.
That was the plugs I met. One was when you start to get your feet wet in the industry. The plugs I met 2 is the album that you can make when now the rappers that you grew up idolizing or looking at as the top of the top can actually come on your track now. You feel me? So at first I was a little bit upset when I heard the songs and saw the track list, but then you got to realize this is shit like that just made him such a bigger artist. That was a chess move. You feel me? And probably something that he wanted to do for forever.
I'm not, but I'm almost surprised that he didn't put like the Drake feature on this.
Nah. This isn't.
I think he's waiting for that. You know, I think he's still honestly, trying to build up right now and waiting on that. And yeah, that's my biggest thought.
For like a full studio album.
Well, exactly, a full studio album, but also there's a Benny featuring Drake track, and then there's Drake featuring Benny. If Benny was smart, he would save the Benny featuring Drake track until Drake drops. Yeah, until he drops the featuring Benny, because that'll heighten his portfolio crazy. I also, Ryan just made a good point. I was gonna say, if Drake holds on for too long and it starts to look like he's never dropping a featuring Benny the Butcher track, then you might have to let that go. Right. But Drake really wants the street cred that comes with working with Griselda. I can almost guarantee that.
Benny drops it, people fuck with it. That will give Drake the drive to be like, okay, now I should drop it too, because then that's like almost forcing Drake's hand. I feel
it's a crazy maneuver, I think, for Benny to wait on. Like, and I get your thought there, Ant, but at the same time, how many artists, I wonder, have done the same thing and just been waiting for Drake to drop? Because there got to be countless artists who have songs with Drake that just haven't come out for one reason or another. You know what I mean? Like Bryson Tiller's a good example that I could think of in terms of he has had Drake songs, didn't release a song featuring Drake until this album he just recently dropped, but they've had them in the past, they just have never released.
Well, also Drake's anytime you do a feature with Drake, that shit has to get cleared by probably multiple levels of places, and Drake likes capitalizing off of waves. Mm-hmm. And for him to not drop it soon would be banking on him thinking that they're all going to be on top for years to come, which I think they will be, but popularity-wise, like he's going to have his hand forced soon. There's a chance that he keeps it to himself, but I do know Drake loves capitalizing off of anything that he can. And if he can get the hood behind him for something like this and show people that Drake can rap with a Benny the Butcher, because there's a chance that Drake out-raps Benny the Butcher. I think people don't really realize that.
Ryan said Drake's an Eminem type of putting people on. Do you agree or disagree? I disagree.
I 1,000% disagree.
He said
selfish. I vehemently disagree, because Eminem, Drake will put anybody the fuck on if it helps him. You feel me? If there's
so definitely still
he
selfish, but he will do it to Eminem benefit himself. M just like, nah, fuck it.
Yeah, if Eminem brought people into the game, take away 50 Cent, who was gonna be a superstar no matter what. Then you fuck up Slaughterhouse, because that was, and it's not all M's fault, but it's Aftermath's fault that they fucked up Slaughterhouse. He's fucking up the bag with Boogie, and all of Griselda wanted to leave Aftermath. You feel me?
To be fair though, Drake's artists that he signed to OVO have not been very successful.
Yeah, but Eminem isn't the type of dude that's gonna make a track with a no-name artist just because he likes their song. You feel me?
I agree.
That's not happening. Drake will make a song with somebody who just dropped their second song, third song, if he fucks with it, and he will give you his
sees the potential for that to grow as well. Yeah.
He's done it with 1,000 artists. He did it with Guap Dad 4000. He did it with Dave. He did it with Black Boy JB. You feel me? Like he will continue to do that.
Right. As we get off the Plugs I Met discussion a little bit, we did get a couple of questions I want to answer. Xavier asked us, do you guys consider Post Malone upstate or Texas? Well, Ryan said Texas for sure, but I'm a little bit more on the upstate side. What do you guys think?
I mean, people consider, it's like, would you consider me Colorado or upstate? You know what I mean?
Well,
right.
I consider Post Malone what he considers himself, and there's no chance in hell he tells you he's from upstate New York.
Oh.
Like, if you ask him where he was born, he'll tell you Syracuse probably. Right. But if you ask him where he's from or what he claims, there's no chance. No chance in hell.
And he's a Texas guy, you know. Like for me, it's a little different because I like Colorado sports teams. Like I still love Colorado, but like if someone asks me where I'm from, what I rep, it's upstate. Like because I grew up there, like since I was 3.
Right. And that's the point too with him. I don't think he necessarily even grew up entirely in Syracuse, did he? Like he moved around a lot too. The biggest reason I'm like in the middle, I guess, a little bit is because I recall him like partying around in Binghamton a couple years back and shit like that. But outside of that, there's really no reason
not Syracuse.
Well, it's upstate, but I get what you're saying. But yeah, and then we had another question. Did you guys hear the new Hobson track?
Oh, yo, Hobson dropped my favorite video of 2021 so far.
Did he? I have not heard any new Hobson in probably over a year. So
I saw you shake.
Yo, Hobson dropped the coldest video of 2021 so far. The song was amazing. It's called "Alone with Me." I'm with Hobson till the end, my nigga. I love Hobson as a rapper.
I kick with that, but I like Hobson.
Nah, bro. Hobson was my #1 favorite rapper when I was in 7th grade, and he's on my. If I had to pick like a top 25 favorite rappers of all time, Hobson would be on it. He made a very big impact on me when I was a little kid.
25 is a big number. There's a lot of guys you could fit in that.
Nah, it's not though.
But 25, I'm not about to. Hobson's not in my top 10. You feel me? But Hobson is in my top 25.
25 isn't that much, I don't think. Like
when there's a million rappers in the world, yeah. But nah, the video was unbelievable. It was heavily inspired by Jim Carrey in The Mask. So it's really, really dope. Hobson also just got casted as an actor in this new show for Hulu, like a main character, recurring part. So he's branching off into like theatrical acting elements, and you can totally see that in the past music videos he dropped. I think he dropped 3 songs this year. He put out a little like an info video.
Hiring him for movies and stuff. I thought he kind of had gotten like canceled.
What did he do?
For what?
For that the video, the other video of the Asian masseuse place.
Yo, that I don't know anybody that even talked about canceling him. I remember that being like a joke, and I thought it was crazy.
He had to take it down. Like it had to be taken down. Like he got in trouble for that. Yeah, like it's not
I
like
didn't even know that.
I don't even totally know what you're referencing.
Posted on YouTube, but by like a different like by like a third party.
Hobson made a whole song and video, like almost like a Joyner Lucas style storyline video, where he goes to an Asian massage parlor and ends up getting some head from like one of the masseuses.
I can see where that could be a little controversial.
It was very racially insensitive. Yeah. It was like yummy something. It was bad.
Ryan said maybe him hitting his girlfriend on vacation. See, there's a bunch of Parent Hobson news I don't know anything about.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
No, you can't forget about that because there's no proof that actually happened. He talks about that in detail, and his girlfriend actually speaks about it, where she says that it didn't actually happen. So to throw accusations around like that a little bit around, I can't necessarily speak on it. But he does go into grave detail in some of his music, so you can listen to that and make your own conclusion.
I'll have to check out the video though that he just dropped because I am a big I used to be a big Hobson fan, I should say. My first verse I did was over a Hobson beat. So yeah, back in the day, back in the day. Let's talk about. Wait, what?
I guess I don't want to get too into this, but it says he pled guilty though.
To what?
To assaulting a woman in Sydney.
Physical assault, because he went pretty in depth on it, and his girlfriend recanted.
I'll say he dropped a song.
Her initial statement. Oh, he dropped multiple. He damn near made a whole album about it. I remember reading something that the media covered saying that his girlfriend recanted her statement. She was trying to take his child away from him. He got banned from Australia temporarily. Like it was a whole debacle.
Damn. Well, Hobson potentially a shitty person, but we cannot confirm at this moment. But potentially. Let's talk about the XXL Freshman list. And I'm excited to talk about this conversation because this shows us we've been at this for a year now, because we had the same conversation probably about a year ago now about a rumored XXL Freshman list, and it seemed pretty legit. I think it came out to be 90% legit. Have you guys gotten to see the list? Do you know who's on it? What are your thoughts?
I did see the list.
Do we care? Do we care less about the XXL Freshman list this year than we do in years past? Is it continuing to lose its notoriety? Does it not matter, or is it still a thing that's relevant because it's still making its waves on social media as these lists are leaked? Like, I think that's why the rumored list gets put out, is because it gets people talking about it, gets people to give a shit about it.
I like some of the artists, but I don't like any of the artists any more than I've liked the last couple of years, and it's been not gone well. So like, I don't really know.
This could be if this list is legit, they could have some potential like superstar level names in the next 5 to 10 years. I think. You really think that
might not even take that long?
You really think this list is any better? Maybe that it's better than like last year, but the couple years before, I don't really think it's that much better.
I'd have to take a list at let's run down the list for people who are listening who might not have seen it. They've got on this rumored list, it's Pooh Shiesty, The Kid Leroy, Moray, Ian Dior, SSG Kobe, Chef G, J.I. the Prince of New York, Tusi, Coy Leroy, 42 Doug, and Snot. There we go, Ryan. I got you, bro.
So there's a couple names that I actually fuck with and listen to their music. This list did not impress me, but neither did the last couple years of the XXL. I do think that it still holds weight because, like you said, every year it does go viral. Every year people do watch the Cyphers, and I'm sure that their prices go up just for making the list. You feel me? The Kid Leroy is a bona fide superstar. I think Coy Leroy is going ham right now. Snot is dope. Pooh Shiesty got a couple bangers, but I don't really look at him as a superstar or somebody that has longevity. Who else? Moray. Moray is super dope. I fuck with him. He probably who I listen to the most out of anybody on that list.
Yeah, like Jake said, Leroy is the only one with like superstar potential or pop star. I think Murray, maybe not a pop star because he's not necessarily making pop, but he could make radio music that could be Billboard hit type shit.
Yeah.
Ian Dior is obviously a pop star. He's had.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think Ian Dior is a pop star. I would say the Coy Leray is on her way to being an actual pop star if she's not already. Ian Dior is pretty late. He's had banger after banger probably for 2-3 years now.
That's why I think this list has some type of superstar potential to it. Like I said, the names you guys have already mentioned with the Kid Laroi especially and Ian Dior and stuff. And I think it's a decent list, but I guess looking back at 2019's, we had DaBaby, Roddy Ricch, Megan Thee Stallion, among other people like Gunna, Blueface. Like that was a really good list. It's one where we have to wait and see. It has a lot of potential, but it's like almost a different type of potential too with this list. It feels like
I forgot about even mentioning Chef G.
I feel like they've been trying to beat 2016. Like I feel like it's just been like since 2016 they just haven't had a list that's like been able to stack up. I think that's the biggest issues.
I don't think that's the biggest issue.
Well, even in 2016, people were that's why the meme comes out now about, oh, you guys hated on this list when it came out, and now it's a great list of artists. Like even then, people were dogging on the list.
But you look at that video, bro. You look at that video compared to any of the other Cypher videos. It's got many millions of more views, bro. Many millions, like by far.
Yeah, but that's because there are a lot of. Besides the superstar that gets attached to some of those artists, there was some funny ass things in there. A lot of ciphers and a lot of the XXL ones don't have like a lot of people are either taking it too serious or like are their ass. There was a lot of whimsical, hilarious moments in that 2016 XXL cipher that keep going viral. You feel me? Lil Uzi and Lil Dicky's verse will forever be viral.
Pity little sorry ass beat.
Yeah, Ryan just spit some facts right there. The 2012 class of the XXL shit was unbelievable, bro. Yeah,
opposite
fact.
Yeah, and I think that's like the XXL list still has some level of relevancy. I think it doesn't have that level it had back then, where it literally felt like once a person was put on there, like it was deeming them a superstar. It's almost like they're reaching for people to help elevate the list now. Like they're not. I don't know. It's definitely not as good, but definitely still relevant.
They always have like a couple top selections that they want for the list that turn it down every year because there's no fucking point for them to be on it. You feel me? So I feel like after that happened for years and years and years, now it's almost like if you are that obvious choice, it's almost a cool thing to turn it down. Like if you feel like you have too much respect or you're bigger than the XXL freshman list, then there's no real reason for you to be on it. A lot of people.
Good reason to be on it is if you are actually a really good rapper and you're a really good freestyler, you can get on there and everybody will be like, wow, that's the only motherfucker that got up there and killed it. And everybody will go back. That's the only dude that killed it. And
granted, I don't want to take anything away from freestyling, bro. It's necessary and it's an amazing fucking skill to have and it's a lost art. But if you get selected to the XXL freshman class and you go up there and freestyle, that's how we have shitty ass verses. You feel me? That's why some of the ciphers are fucking.
Well, no, but you can freestyle without going off the top, though.
Yeah, but you can. But a lot of people are. Then if that's the case, then every verse on a XXL is a freestyle because that's just a verse with no chorus. You feel me? But too many people go up there and go off the top. And just because you can do that in a studio,
some people are good at it though.
Yeah,
like
I don't.
Once in a blue moon.
I don't want to take. I highly doubt Tierra Whack's verse was off the top of her head.
Ryan said it still.
Tierra Whack was off the head.
Ryan said it still holds weight. because there were times when he didn't know a name or two and it made him a fan, and I agree with that too. Each year I look at this list and I know a couple of names, but there's definitely a couple of names that I'm either somewhat familiar with or become more familiar with and check out because of the list. So
yeah, there are always people that get, but that's true. That's a great point.
dang, we got Jake on the freestyle battle on the Cypher next week. Next Wednesday, tune in. We're going to have Jake on the Cypher, and he's going to freestyle battle anyone who wants to come up here. So we'll set it up. Looking forward to it. But the XXL freshman list this year, it's all right. It's nothing crazy. There's some names, like I said, I think the Kid Leroy is here to stay. He's going to be a superstar for years to come. So in that sense, people will look back on this list and say it's a good list just for that. I think, and I like Tusi. I think it's a great look for Tusi in general with what he has built. What he's built exactly, and I think this list could help facilitate that. Honestly,
Tusi is a superstar.
Yeah.
Tusi is a super.
He could be. I
he's
think.
Nah, bro. Let's think about it like the NBA. Who's a superstar? Like Tusi's like a fringe all-star. You know what I mean? He's not like a superstar.
Okay, I'm not gonna. I can't say that because it's all love for Tusi. I'm very happy for Son, but I think that superstar. I can't give him superstar yet. He has superstar potential.
No. I say he's not a superstar. That's what I'm saying. Is he has superstar potential. He could be a superstar.
I thought you. Okay, my bad. Getting that look on the Baby's album is great. You feel me? And hopefully he can get more features like that uplift him to superstar level. But I don't think he's there yet.
I think the pandemic really kind of screwed him up because his trajectory was really going in a great way, and then when you can't perform, when you can't really do a lot, I'm sure they slowed down a lot of what he maybe had planned on releasing or planned on doing, and now we're starting to see it come to fruition again. I think he's a great pick for the XXL freshman list in terms of someone who can really make something happen with this position. Like, if this can make him a bigger star because more people will recognize him. It's going to depend on his freestyles and stuff like that, but if he can really show up, I think this could be an impressive thing for him.
This nigga Ryan thought we were talking about a dancer. How dope is it though that 2 years in a row they offered a XXL spot to an upstate artist? I wouldn't be, because they offered Benny the year before, but he turned that shit down because why the fuck would you be a freshman at 36?
Right.
And next year, bro, I would not be surprised if Scory ends up on the XXL freshman list after the year he's probably projected to have. But yo, I'm about to get up on that bitch. You feel me? I'm gonna turn down when they ask though. I'm gonna turn it down when they ask them. Either that or I'm gonna go up and try to body a nigga. Y'all want to see a dead body?
I think that's honestly like the XXL can be a good goal for like local level artists. I feel like it's something that you want to work yourself towards. Maybe not even just because it's like what other things are there, I guess, in hip hop that you can have as main goals outside of being signed or being on a list like this, or you know what I mean? Like what kind of goals can you set for yourself?
I kind of completely disagree with that, only because if you set your goals high enough and precise enough, then they'll ask you to be a freshman regardless. You feel me? If you set your goals properly and you obtain a certain level of success, then they'll almost be begging you to be a freshman. I don't think setting your sights on being a XXL freshman or making that an actual goal is really too worth it because it's almost too vague. I don't know how there's so many things you have to do first to even make that a goal, if that makes sense.
That's why I think that's why I think it can be a decent goal in like a term of like just long, like if your goal isn't to, and again, if you can't set that as your goal, what necessarily is your goal? Is it to get signed by like a major and win an award, like and go platinum? Like what type of levels of goals can you set for yourself as an artist? That's why I think the XXL can be something interesting. Like if you're an artist and you're like, this year I want to get recognized by XXL, and you're putting out music, I think that it can work if it's what motivates you to promote yourself the right way, to put stuff behind it rather than just dropping music and hoping it catches on. But it's something that I thought about, and you had kind of mentioned it a little bit. I was wondering, like, what would you guys think if someone came up to you and was like, this year I'm gonna get on XXL? Like, what would your thoughts be if they were a local artist? So
Yeah, it could definitely be beneficial. Who knows what the fuck would actually happen if it was offered? I'm just saying, and I doubt anybody is listening to this like, oh shit, I'm about to make double XL my goal. But I just I just think that would be not the best thing to do at this point. There's probably a lot of other things that you can. I mean, like, you know what's a good goal? Like making 25 or 50K in a year off of music. You feel me? Or monetizing yourself like that. I feel like that if people focus more on stuff like that as opposed to getting signed, I feel like there would be a lot more success for lower to local or mid-level artists, because I think they are so focused on, for quote unquote, in lack of a better word, like a fantasy, that they forget how easily obtainable actual success is if you strategically plan and move calculated.
Right. I agree. Let's move on to the.
For everyone, I think everyone's goal is going to be different. Some people are going to want to just make money and never be in the spotlight. Some people, like, I kind of crave the spotlight. Not really double XL, but like,
and like that's kind of more my point of
like they're talking in the comments that if they do a GQ pop list, put me on that shit. I'll do some shit on that. I think you're not gonna get me up freestyling though. That no one's gonna catch me freestyling. No. Maybe if I'm drunk with my boys, but that's it.
I don't think GQ is taking beer bellies, bro. I'm sorry, dog.
That's crazy.
That's tough.
Bro, I told you I have a gym in my apartment now. I'm about to get ripped.
He's gonna look the same way in 6 months. Watch.
I'm gonna be a mix. Between like fucking Channing Tatum and Matthew McConaughey, except way hotter in the face.
Except
whatever
way hotter.
You say, bro. Whatever you say.
You saying that Channing Tatum's hot, bro?
I'm saying he's ripped.
You saying he's hot?
His face not good looking. Matthew McConaughey has a decent looking face though.
Matthew McConaughey's face looks like a horse's ass.
Nah.
All right, let's keep it pushing before this becomes the Sheridan Rates Men's Faces podcast.
Yeah, I was gonna say Sheridan might actually start arguing that Matthew McConaughey is hot. Like,
he does not look like a horse's ass. He looks amazing.
He's like,
all right, let's totally change directions here. This topic might be a little bit more serious, but I'm curious to see what you guys think. Bobby Shmurda's parole conditions have been revealed a little bit, and I'm curious to hear what you guys think because it just seems insane to me. He's not allowed to drink any alcohol. He's not allowed to hang out in any bars or around gang members. He's under parole supervision all the way until February 2026, which is 5 fucking years away. He'll have to adhere to an 8 p.m. curfew, submit to substance abuse testing, and receive counseling for aggression and anger. Like, think about just all of that shit, and you have to deal with it in order to be able to get out of prison. Like, this is insane.
Yeah, I will say though, as somebody that's been around a lot of fucking people that are on parole, I've never been around a celebrity on parole, you feel me? But these don't seem like completely abnormal, asks. It's just when you get to that type of platform and you have that type of level of success, you're surrounded by all these people, then it almost sounds like impossible to maintain. You feel me? It sounds like they're setting him up completely for failure. But from the outside looking in and knowing a lot of people that have had to deal with that themselves, it's not unheard of. I just hope that he can get through it with no problems.
That's why I wanted to bring it up because, and I think in general, I think now people are becoming more and more aware of this, but it should be a more common understood thing that the parole, the entire situation of parole in music, or not just in music, in general, the parole is bullshit because of the loopholes and the shitty thing, the position you're stuck in for 5 years. Like, this shouldn't be normal. This shouldn't be the natural way of things, the way that things are going, I would say, like, yes, I agree that what Bobby Shmurda's facing isn't unusual for someone on parole. But I think that having these conditions for people on parole for 5 years is setting up not just Bobby Shmurda, but everyone put in that position for failure. I would love to know the actual rate of people who just complete parole without having any issues.
Bro, it is, and I I can't get started on this topic because I'll be rambling about recidivism for the rest of the show. You feel me? The way that it's literally a setup for failure. Once you get put into the system, it's almost impossible to not go back because of the strict rules that you have to adhere to once you get out are ridiculous. Especially, it's not like Bobby went to prison and is all of a sudden not in a gang anymore. He's definitely going to be around his boys. He's definitely going to be around alcohol. He's definitely going to be around weed. This is what hopefully happens. Hopefully he does everything he needs to for about 6 months to a year, and then they modify some of the rules that he has to apply by. Hopefully that 8 p.m. curfew gets restricted, or they're a little bit lenient with it because he's going to have work opportunities. That's something that a lot of rappers get away with. If it's for work, you might be able to get that subsidized a little bit as long as you already have some sense of good behavior. Bobby, you saw him in the club. He was away from everybody with his mask on. Everybody's popping bottles around bitches, smoking, having a good time, turning it up. He's chilling, you feel me? So hopefully he can maintain that. It would be a fucking shame to see him go back for something as little as a sip of alcohol or because he wanted to chill with his homies. But I do feel like Bobby is in a different position, and he's somebody that's fully capable. We saw 6ix9ine break every fucking parole guideline that they set damn near, and he's still out free. So that would
just
be
don't
tragic.
want him back.
Yeah, that would be so like such a shitty like not end to the story, but like I guess add on to the story. Just like wow, Bobby finally gets out, and then he just goes right back. Like that shit would just suck. Like
if Bobby went back in, it would almost be the end. If Bobby went in for another couple years stint, obviously it's not the end of his life. But people aren't.
Yeah, it's just not gonna be the same. Like
yeah, it's not gonna be the same, and that's unfortunate to say. You feel me? He'll always be Bobby.
It's crazy how long people waited, bro. Like, because like
7 years.
It's like people like the hype around it is still like it's not the same, but it's close to the same, bro. Like it's crazy. Like
once he drops, people will, in general, pretty much stop what they're doing and check it out. Like when you hear that he drops, you're gonna be like, I want to hear it. I want to hear what it is. Is he at the same level? Like people are very much still engaged in what he's got going on for sure. So he's kept people, and I think that if he were to release music and something were to happen, maybe he could still have a sustainable career after that. I think if he doesn't release music and something were to happen, then I agree with you guys. It's very hard to sustain. Either way, it would be hard to sustain. That's why I hope, and we saw it with like the first video of him that went viral of him denying alcohol. Like it's good to see that he's obviously going to take this serious, but what a shitty predicament you have to be put in. Like in order to gain your freedom, you have to exchange all of this, and if you slip up, they could still take it all back. Like that's where I think that parole is crazy.
And some of the like shittiest stuff is like, I mean, I know he doesn't want to leave, but like a lot of people like why would you want to like be back in the same situation you were in? You can't leave. Like when you're on parole, a lot of those times you can't leave the state. You can't go anywhere. Like it's
sometimes on parole you can't leave the county.
That's what's and that's crazy. Yeah. That's what I'm saying is like you can't leave the like that's literally like let's keep these people in the same situation so they can make the same mistakes and do the same thing again so we can just get them the system.
That's what I'm saying. Like this is such a deeper conversation at its core that it's almost impossible to have in the couple minutes that we're gonna spend talking about it right now. But the prison is a cycle, bro, and once you get in it, it's almost impossible to not go back. They make it so that you go back in, they get free labor, they get paid. You feel me? Parole is prison without bars. That's a good way to put it. But they mentally make you think that you're. Oh shit, son. I'm stop talking because I'm gonna get carried away. I'm a little bit too close to this situation.
Nah, I feel you. It's just definitely a topic I wanted to bring up and discuss because, like I said, when I saw the conditions that he has to accept or adhere to on parole, I definitely see that they are normal for someone in that predicament, but I don't think that it's like it feels like consistently setting people up for failure, which then creates that cycle that you were already talking about, Ant. So I agree. This next topic we got is also a little bit serious, but I'm curious to hear what you guys think about this one. Dwayne Wade recently did an interview and was talking about how people have been hating on him and his daughter and how he's going about the situation, I guess. And he said, all the people who got something to say about my kids, I thank you because you're allowing the conversation to keep going forward, because you know what? You might not have the answer today. I don't have all the answers, but we're growing from all these conversations. So I thank everybody for even hating and starting those conversations, because those conversations are starting other conversations that we need to have. So this, of course, inspired me to have a conversation about the subject here. Just what do you agree with D Wade's take on this subject? Like, do you agree that the hate is it should be thanked, or what? Like, what do you think? I guess.
Well,
You go first, Ant.
I was just gonna say, he handled it with class. You feel me? He can't really come out and say there are other opportunities and things that he could have said. I think how Dwayne Wade handled parenting and the public scrutiny that came along with it was amazing. He's absolutely right that the hate does carry on the conversation, but he's almost encouraging more transphobic remarks by saying something like that, even though he has good intentions. It's almost like daring people to keep talking, which you don't really want to advocate or promote people saying that shit. But at the end of the day, he's saying, what can I do? You feel me? You guys are only showing your ignorance, and the more ignorance that gets shown, the more we're going to actually have room to discuss this and possibly educate you so that you're not as ignorant. You feel me? I give all the respect to D Wade. I've never been in a situation like this, so it's hard to say whether he was right or wrong. You feel me? But
that's what I'm trying to say is, like, I personally don't I mean, I get where he's coming from. I don't totally love how he put it, but, like, again, it's like I don't have a transgender child. I don't know I don't know how, like, what my child would feel like. I don't know what his child feels like. Like, I'm just not in the situation, so I don't know. My personal like issue, or like what I don't love about it is the fact that, like, so many transgender people commit suicide every year, and, like, to, like, basically be like, oh, like, hate, like, we're having these good conversations, when it's really like,
yeah, exactly.
Hate is like killing people. I don't know.
And
I don't the conversations, like, I think we should be having the conversations. I agree, but I don't think that hate has to be the trigger for conversations.
Yeah, exactly. He left a lot of room for more transphobic remarks and hate, and there is a lot of violence against that specific community and demographic. You feel me? It's appalling. I think this is what happens when you don't, like, check with your PR before you tweet something, as good intentioned as it intended as it may have been. It definitely sounds like keep the hate coming. You feel me? And not everybody can deal with the hate.
Right.
Just because you guys can, that's amazing. But you have a platform of millions of people, so you don't necessarily want to lead them to think that hating is cool because it sparks a conversation.
Yeah, well, and my biggest, like, negative takeaway from this, because I do understand what he's trying to say. I get his point 100%. I think maybe he just didn't even explain it entirely as he may have feel about it. But I feel like even if you feel that way, that's maybe something you could just think and keep to yourself, because by expressing it, you're giving, and especially someone in D Wade's position, who is essentially like a poster person for this circumstance of not many people have dealt with this in the celebrity culture, I guess you could say, the way that D Wade has. So when he comes out and he says it this way, he's taking accountability away from the people who are hating and being shitty. He's giving them excuses. He's giving them a clip now to share, the same way we see people who are very far right sharing clips of African American people saying something that fits their narrative. Like, he's giving people something that fits their narrative, where they could be like, well, yeah, you guys might be mad that we're hating, but D Wade said it was okay because we're starting a conversation. Like, that's where I think it's a definitely dangerous thing to do. I think in general it's a difficult situation, because anyone can say what they would or wouldn't do in the situation until you're put in it. You know what I mean? And kudos to Dwayne Wade for how he does handle it. And it's a very different thing, I think, even especially for minorities. as a minority, I think that growing up in the household that I did, and with my uncles the way that they were, you're not raised to necessarily accept this type of situation. So I was fortunate to then be raised in an open-minded household when I grew up and moved to New York and lived with my dad, where I got to have a little bit more of an alternative perspective. Not everyone is given that opportunity. So it's a difficult thing all in general, because the hate stems from really lack of knowledge or lack of understanding, and that's a way of being raised, and it's such a generational thing that it has to be fixed over time. But it's difficult when someone like Dwayne Wade allows people to just not have to take accountability for the shitty stuff they do. So.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it, Joe. I like the contrast that you gave.
Mm-hmm. And Ryan says lead with love every time, and I think that's essentially why I wanted to bring this topic up here, is just to remind people, like, and no matter what it is, because there's not only is there a ton of transgender hate in the world right now, there's a ton of, like, I think Asian American hate, or just Asian hate in general, and like all types of different random types of shit that is being exposed now as people recognize they can utilize their platform to be disgusting people under an anonymous guise. But it just lead with love, like Ryan says. Do try to help things be different because of how shitty the world is now. And I have such an alternative perspective of it too, living in South Dakota with a bunch of people who do not have the same type of open mindset that I do at all. It's a whole different story. So it's a crazy world out there right now, and I wanted to bring up some of that perspective and let people, think about that stuff a little bit.
Wow.
Now, let's go ahead, play some music. We got a couple of tracks to play. I got one that was sent in and one that I found last night, actually, that I really wanted to play that is from some, I don't want to say, they're definitely not from New York. They're definitely not major artists, but they're right in between. I want to say they have like 200,000 listeners on Spotify, which I know, Jake, doesn't mean anything. I didn't see how many actual followers they have, but I do know that they seem to be having a buzz coming for them. This track that I'm going to play here in a couple minutes is one that I'm very interested in. But the first one is from an artist named Come Down. His track is titled Break Me. I have not listened to this track in full at all. Let us know while we're playing it what you think. If it's trash, send some trash emojis. Send whatever emojis you want us to let us know it's trash. If it's great, send some fire emojis. Let us know what you're thinking so we know while we're playing it. So this is Come Down, Break Me.
They think that I'm crazy, I've been working hard, they think I'm lazy. See me coming up and now they hate me, the devil's trying to take me. Head up to the sky, don't let it faze me. Things inside my mind are trying to break me. They think that I'm crazy, I've been working hard, they think I'm lazy. See me coming up and now they hate me, the devil's trying to take me. Head up to the sky, don't let it faze me. Things inside my mind are trying to break me. I think all my time was wasted, seeing people going different places. They don't really think that I'm amazing. If there's a problem, we can face it. Why you talking about me, you just hating. Now I'm about to do it, no debating. Chillin' on my own, I don't need no one around me. Stacking on my dough, getting money so astounding. When I feel alone, get the feeling that I'm drowning. But I can't trust a soul, I don't ask someone to help me. People say shit on the low, like I don't notice. Even when I'm way too high, I'm still focused. I don't ever ask them why, it's unspoken. I'm worried about getting through life heartbroken. If you were going through, would you tell me? Or would you live your life? Whenever I'm with you, you're all mine. You warm my cold inside. I imagine you in the starlight. You light up my own night. Remember you were here with me. You took up all my time. I think all my time was wasted, seeing people going different places. They don't really think that I'm amazing. If there's a problem, we can face it. Why you talking about me, you just hating. Now I'm about to do it, no debating. Chilling on my own, I don't need no one around me. Stacking on my dough, getting money so astounding. When I feel alone, get the feeling that I'm drowning. But I can't trust a soul, I don't ask someone to help me. They think that I'm crazy, I've been working hard, they think I'm lazy. See me coming up and now they hate me, the devil's trying to take me. Head up to the sky, don't let it faze me. Things inside my mind are trying to break me. They think that I'm crazy, I've been working hard, they think I'm lazy. See me coming up and now they hate me, the devil's trying to take me. Head up to the sky, don't let it faze me. Things inside my mind are trying to break me.
was Break Me by an artist named Come Down. He sent that to the email. I want to say he probably saw a post on Instagram and decided to submit something. So shout out to him for taking the initiative to do that. I'm not totally sure who he is, but that was pretty dope. What'd you guys think? Jake said the commercial potential in this is obvious. Definitely could blow up if it hasn't already. I don't believe it has. So I think I agree, though.
Basura? Oh, Ryan, come on now.
Say that. I knew he was gonna say that.
Come on now. Come on, you. I don't know if Ryan likes Juice WRLD, but you can't like Juice WRLD and say this guy is trash.
No, yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Yeah,
no, you can't. No, you can't.
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
no,
you can. Yeah, you can.
No,
you know
you
what the big difference is?
No.
What the big? And I like this more than Juice WRLD. Listen, I like this more than Juice WRLD. I'm not a Juice WRLD fan, but Juice WRLD brings dynamic to the
vocally.
Song.
Vocally, I understand the staleness in his voice.
Entire song that I like that song because I like monotone. I like that was literally monotone. Like if you don't like that type of music, then you're not gonna like that. Like
that sounded like a cross between Polo G and Juice WRLD, and every other
thing. More, it was like a bootleg Polo G, but I didn't hate it. It was like fine. I liked. It was it had commercial value, and I think that people will like it. It's just not that. I don't know. He said Juice WRLD was a force. This guy was. He was not for. I disagree. I don't think he was forcing it. I feel like he needed to force it.
Yeah.
I feel like I was like. I feel like he was like, yeah, uninspired.
There's a difference between uninspired and forced, though. There's a big difference in uninspired and forced. And there's a difference between something that you don't like and something that's trash. You feel me? So I can't blame you for your opinion. This was objectively good. This was a good song. You feel me?
Oh, no. Yes. It was not objectively good. There was nothing objectively catchy. The melody was objectively catchy. It wasn't an objectively good song. It was a song that people will like.
Okay, so
that doesn't mean it's objectively good.
I think it does mean it's objectively good. I think we mean unobjectively, right? Yeah.
It's subjectively good.
There we go. All right.
Subjective just means to me. I think that was objectively a good song.
It was good to you.
It was good to you too.
No, I liked it.
Oh my God. So we're saying the same thing. Just like Jake said, I think the commercial potential is absolutely there. That song sounds like the early makings of somebody that could blow up. It's super uninspired. It sounds like every trend going on right now. That does not make it trash. That does not. I don't know.
I don't think it was trash. I don't think it was really good either. I think it was just it had potential. I think there was a good melody. I think it had potential. I think it has potential, and it has potential.
Would it make your top 20 in a competition episode? In the last competition episode?
Top 20?
No. Yeah, top 20.
Very possible. I can't remember what my 20 was.
Not the last one.
Very possible.
I think it would be tough. I think it might just miss my top 20. I didn't dislike the song. I liked actually quite a bit of it. I was unsure of what it was going to sound like, so I was glad that it wasn't that bad. It was pretty good, actually.
There's a very good chance that I would never...
Jake, we all know your top 20 is way different than all of ours, all right?
Yeah.
Fast versus home-cooked meals. But when you... that's the game these days. Fast food versus... There's fast food music everywhere that y'all niggas listen to every day, and this fit right along with it.
I'm saying
I'm not coming at you, bro. Ryan just made a specific comment. I'm just responding to his comment. If you snuck this in on a Spotify playlist, you're not knowing the difference. You're not gonna know the difference. You'd be like, oh, I don't recognize this voice, but you're not gonna be like, this nigga is shit compared to everybody else, and this song doesn't fit. He sounds. No.
I wouldn't think this is shit compared to everybody else, but I would think if you put him in a playlist with Juice WRLD and Polo G and all them, I would definitely tell the difference. I would be like,
you wouldn't say this shit is out of place.
Sir, I don't do playlists.
I don't either, Ryan. But I would skip it.
Yeah, exact. Fast food consumption is what the
Sir,
music
this is
industry
a
is.
Wendy's. That's hilarious. All right, let's play the next track and see where we compare the two. I think because this next one is definitely we don't really have much more hip hop lined up for the day. We'll close with a snippet of a Richie track, so you guys will get some more hip hop. But this next track, I guess it's I don't know. I wouldn't say it's hip hop. The name of the track is titled Heavy Metal from a group I believe or a duo named Paris, Texas. You might be familiar with them. This track has like 500,000 streams on Spotify. Relatively popular, I think. Not as popular
Out
on
in
SoundCloud.
upstate.
No, I don't think they're upstate. I'm going to start reaching out a little bit more and just like when I see something I like and it might not be upstate but might have like mid-level range where I think maybe artists could reach out to them and do a collaboration or something from Upstate Aesthetic, then we'll also play stuff like that. So I found them because they ended up on my recent released tracks. They're like brand new, I think, or doing like a re-rollout because they only have 2 tracks out now. Again, very curious to hear what everybody thinks. Curious to hear what the listeners think in comparison of the 2. I know which one I prefer, but we'll see what everybody thinks. This is Paris, Texas, Heavy Metal.
Show with they bop or they bozo. I'm the one dodging bullets in slow-mo. Little bitch, you are not at a dojo. You can't kick it here, bitch, I am JoJo. You saw how I'm moving, I'm tripping. Got these tabs on my tongue like a browser. Oh my god, Louis O, where they're spitting. He could beat up this beef for an hour. Bitch from the city of God. Everybody you know is a fraud. Man, I think someone sprayed me in pod. I just wanted my father's applause. I just wanted my mother's applause. I just wanted these crackers' applause. So I stand on the stage with the bars. So I stand on the stage with the boys.
Blessed with my presence, say thanks. Little bitch, what is your rank? Walk in my hood for a second, they might put you in the dirt. Born this way must be a curse. You dropped a song, that's the worst. She don't suck dick, that's a first. Said she was playing and she go to work. Aim for her mouth and I burst like a gun or a semi. No, you ain't fucking with me. Yeah, my girls hella pretty, not sedity. They self-conscious, insecure, real high emotions. Long acrylics to hit all them roaches. But I don't get too fussed, that's my bitch. Ass so fat and them jeans in my rip. Wanna move to Atlanta, then strip. Hold your tongue with that menace and grip. Got no send me no Uzi, no clip. Just 100 fists jamming your shit. Hey, on your tombstone we pissin', little bitch. Hey, since my skin been a solar eclipse, grab Orion belt, then you get whipped. You my son, you my child, you my kid. SSX, let's get tricky, little bitch. Uber coming, you leaving, little bitch. You can't get no high score in this shit.
So that was Heavy Metal by Paris, Texas. We got a lot of comments.
Jake just hit the nail on his head. I don't know what the fuck is good with these dudes, but they are industry plants. They are industry plants. This song is on like 7 fucking editorial playlists. They have 2 songs out. This track is getting
I told you guys that they were doing some type of new rollout. I wasn't acting like I discovered brand new fucking people. I don't even know if this will blow up though. That's why I agree that it's probably like a plant situation. But
no, this is blowing up. I don't know what you consider blowing up. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what you consider blowing up, but they're not really giving this shit a chance to fail. It almost has 1 million views in a month, and it is literally on like 7 editorial playlists. And that shit is hard. Combining for probably 6 to 7 million followers on those playlists, maybe even more. He's next to everybody from Machine Gun Kelly, or they. I think that was a duo. They're next to everybody from Machine Gun Kelly to Pooh Shiesty and the 42 Dugs. You feel me? They're right there. Their music is in the middle. That was amazing. First and foremost. Secondly,
it doesn't have to actually be heavy metal. It's funnier that it's not heavy metal. The fact.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, Drew. Did you say that wasn't hip hop?
It was, but it wasn't hip hop. I still think you could say that was, but it wasn't hip hop.
It was hard. It was hard rock influenced rap.
You cannot say that that's not hip hop.
You're telling me that like die-hard hip hop heads are gonna say that that's hip hop.
Yes. And yes.
It's garbage, but it's hip hop.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing. Only 19 TikTok videos. Man. Okay, so I watched Do you guys know who Grandmaster Flash and like Melly Mel is, or the Furious Five? It's like a jungle sometimes. It make me wonder how I keep from going under. Like that. You know that shit?
It sounds familiar.
I can't think of it.
Don't push me because I'm close to the edge.
I know what you're talking about.
Shit. Okay. We was about to have to.
Shut down the whole show. We were gonna cancel everything. No more upstate aesthetic. These guys don't know shit about hip hop.
So I got into a string of Vlad interviews where we're watching Melly Mel the other day, who was one of the pioneers of hip hop. They were making hip hop tracks in the 70s. You feel me? And he was talking about. He literally said that the biggest culture vultures and cultural appropriators in the world are black men in hip hop, or anybody that does hip hop, because what hip hop is taking some of whatever the fuck you can find and making it hip hop. Hip hop isn't something that's defined by production or sounds. It's defined by a culture and what you do. The fact that they started rapping on that shit and made it them, that's hip hop. You feel me? They were clearly spitting. You feel me? And so it's not necessarily. You can turn a Beatles song into hip hop and rap if you want to. There's just conventional production and sounds that we're used to hearing. That was just hip hop and rap inspired by rock, like Sheridan said. I was
just honestly just trying to intro the song and let people know what to expect. But you're right. You're right. Now I'm dying on this hill of it not being hip hop, but you're right. I agree with you 100%. It's an interesting thing because I see what you guys are saying about them being like industry plants and stuff. They have a whole lot of music from prior that didn't really catch on. So I'm curious to see how this works out. I don't know necessarily if they will catch on, honestly, because this track has been out for about a month. It is on a lot of playlists. It is getting a ton of coverage, so they're being given every opportunity to not fail, I would say. But I don't know that they blow up, honestly. I don't know.
Well, it depends on what you mean by blowing up. Like, I'm on their Instagram right now, and they clearly have a huge budget behind them. And maybe not huge. They clearly have a budget. They clearly look like they are on a label.
I think when people care about a group like this, no matter how it's being presented, like they have like 2 or 3 projects on SoundCloud that if people are genuinely becoming fans of them, they would check out. Like these would view some type of numbers. I feel like.
What do you mean some type of numbers? One of them has almost 1 million and the other one has almost 500K.
No, I know, and I'm talking about, okay, so when you discover a new duo like this and you like their music, you like these 2 tracks, right, that they have put out that have a ton of streams on Spotify and on iTunes and all of that. When they have that, don't you then go look for them on other platforms? And if you like them, wouldn't their previous albums that are available on SoundCloud be doing some type of numbers?
Not if they're just now starting to get some of what they're.
Is there a video for this yet?
Heavy Metal, 125,000 views in a month. They dropped something a week ago with 30K. These are all from their own pages. They have if you go to their Instagram, bro, they have nothing dropped from before February on any platform
except SoundCloud.
Boom. Perfect. So they probably just got signed. That's what they do. They wipe your social medias, they wipe your shit, and they come with an attack plan. They're going to make you do this and that, you feel me? That's exactly what it looks like to me. It looks like they cleaned their Instagram, took off their songs away from any platforms if they existed already. When I agree with Jake a lot. These blogs, the editorial playlists have the ability to almost make or break somebody, because once you can organically get that buzz generated and those natural views, it's up to you what you do after that. You feel me? You have to capitalize and strike while the iron's hot, but they're definitely going to reach success. It's just, what do you label successful? And what
Well,
type
when
of
you're
hype
when you're a plant literally being given every opportunity to possibly succeed, my idea of success is like literally damn near pop star, like everybody knows who they are type of shit. I don't think that I don't know. We'll see. I think this was a really great song, so it's weird for me to now be on the perspective of not necessarily thinking that they could blow up, but in seeing that they have all of this push behind them, it makes me wonder, I think, because you see it a lot with industry plans, where industry plans aren't a guaranteed success at the end of the day.
Yeah, but also an industry plant also doesn't have to be somebody who's planted to be a superstar. You can have industry plants come in and maybe never achieve real success. A lot of industry plants, we'll see within the next year whether they're actually an industry plant or whether they've been working for 10 years, 15 years, and just actually got their fucking spot. But to come with that much backing, with that sleek of a professional look, going through their socials, it's cross platforms, their views, you can totally see who would usually be checking out their music and how many views this would have on Spotify if it weren't for the views.
Like, I guess the confusing thing to me is, like, from what they do have previously released on Spotify or on SoundCloud before, like, none of this is even doing, like, substantial numbers at all. I guess it's very confusing to me. And I get the whole industry plant wiping out their whole socials and everything, and now trying to make it appear like they're bigger than what they ever have been before. I guess I'm just confused, like, how these guys get this opportunity without doing really anything that I see worth making them.
You can't take somebody that's popping and make them an industry plant. You have to take somebody that's relatively unknown. You feel me?
Yeah, fair.
You have to take somebody that's unknown, and the talent has to be there. That's the point of an industry plant, or that's how you make a successful industry plant.
Wouldn't you want someone though who has like proven mid-level of success? I guess is what I'm thinking.
I'm not an A&R, so you would think that that's the case. But if you have all of the resources available to make somebody a superstar, all you need is the image and the talent.
And they do, yeah, they have an abstract sound and stuff like that. I do agree 100%. I think that they're probably in that position where they've been signed and given an opportunity not to fail, and we'll see how that goes. I really like the song. That's why I chose to play it, so I'm excited. And I think we'll probably hear more from them in the future. I mean, I don't know. You'd have to keep an eye out for Paris, Texas. But, yeah, they look like a dope little duo.
I absolutely love that track. They had some really good flavor to it. You feel me? They had a dope little swag.
Mm-hmm. That is something that I will listen to a lot going forward. That song fits in what I like and enjoy a lot. So I hope to see them continue to be successful. We'll have to see. How you have 7 videos on YouTube but 600K on Spotify, bro? I don't know. It's the plant. The plant is growing. That's what we got for this week in terms of new music. I was going to play a Scory track, but I don't have it lined up. So we will not be listening to Dior You this week, maybe next week.
I'm disappointed.
You're disappointed in that track?
I know Jake's not.
All right.
Not listening.
All right. Yeah, well, you'll be disappointed when we do listen to it. It's all right. It's all right. It's okay. That wraps up what we got for this week, though, guys. You guys got anything else we want to plug or promote or let people know about? I do. I'm wearing a sweet little Max Comfort hat. Want to shout that out. Make sure y'all
With the Upstate Aesthetic sweatshirt.
Yeah, Upstate Aesthetic sweatshirt. Those hopefully will be available in the next couple of weeks. If you're interested in them, let me know. It's good to know what y'all are interested in. But yeah, I got a Max Comfort hat. Shout out to Max Comfort. I love his merchandise and what they do. What do you guys got going on?
Completely agreed. I have my first single since St. Kannon dropping this Friday. Midas Touch featuring Giuseppe, a really dope artist from California. I put it on Bandcamp, so folks have the opportunity to purchase it if they'd like. It's been up there for a couple weeks now, but it will be officially out on all platforms this Friday. The pre-save link is in any of my bios on social medias. I'll be posting that on Facebook later today as well. Got a couple videos shot in the finished. Got shooting a couple more videos. I'm about to link with Richie and Blicka this weekend and shoot a video for a track that we have. I'm really trying to get these visuals down. I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna put them out. I was planning on doing just bow, one a month. But if we stockpiled, I might just keep feeding music and stockpile these visuals so I can more drop them in a strategic manner. I got these hoodies, got my CDs, got the bottle openers, thanks to Drew. So these bundles are really getting there. If you are interested in a sweatshirt, hit me up. I only got a certain amount made, and a certain amount are allocated for bundles. I'm only going to be selling a couple by themselves. So hit me up. I'll let you know if I got your size.
Extremely limited,
yeah. And I don't think I'll be making a second run for these. The factory that we got them made at does so much that I don't necessarily want to harp on these. I want to keep them exclusive and limited to the people who do want to support, and we can move on to the next venture from there. But the quality is unbelievable. Hold up, actually. Got this right here.
Yo, these are fire. If you haven't seen it yet.
Like, it's completely threaded. It looks sewn. Nothing is like printed on. It's all embedded. The inside is colorful. Looks like a poncho. You feel me? It is nuts. So if you are interested, hit me up. Hopefully we could get one to you.
Facts.
Oh yeah.
How about you, Sheridan? What you got going on besides being unbanned from Facebook temporarily?
I'm finally settled into my apartment. I kind of planned on getting back into the swing of things a little earlier, but my cousins decided to come pay me a visit, so I had a couple days where I was kind of just messing around and catching up with them. But I have my mic stand on its way here right now. I'll be getting back to recording again, but more importantly, getting out to really trying to release some of this music soon. I'm definitely going to have some releases this year, maybe not as early as I originally thought. I didn't realize like how much time I'd be spending like trying to move all my stuff into this new apartment, but I'm really ready to get some stuff out for you guys because it's been pretty quiet for me the last couple months.
I don't know, you dropped something last month. You were on something. You were featured on a little something.
Yeah, but in general, it's been pretty quiet.
It has been quiet. I'm excited to hear more from you. It's not as quiet for us because we get a little bit of sneak peeks and stuff like that. But as far as I go, not really a whole hell of a lot going on. Keep an eye out for new Upstate Aesthetic merchandise, shirts, and stuff like that. We will be doing a competition episode probably in the next couple weeks, but we don't have anything laid out, so it will likely not be on the 50th episode. It won't fall on the 10s like it typically does, just because I don't want to rush getting the submissions and rush listening to them and judging everything. Like to give it some time, so I'll probably figure that out this week and have an official date set for you guys next week when we will do that. Otherwise, I think that's it. Keep an eye out for Upstate Aesthetic. I'm going to be trying to I got a couple of early sneak peeks. I got Jerk's album, the physical copy I want to check out and do a review to tonight. And probably going to have an MBK Richie review coming your guys' way in the next couple of days or weeks because I got Divine early as well. So I got everything early. Got to keep it to myself though. But we're going to preview a little bit of this Richie track before we get out of here. Thank you guys for jumping in the conversation, being a part of the show this week. Worked out really great, pretty solid. So thank you guys, and we're gonna play this Richie and get out of here.
I got you.
Thanks, y'all.
Peace out, y'all.
You're some silly Miss Sarah Foster.
Every word I say is divine, nigga. Richie.
Drop call, said it was time again. Finding beats in the field, let's get the rhymes again. He said, I know you been busy trying to help people, but them same people hoping I don't rhyme again. I'm like, wordy, like, yeah, I'm like, I heard he like, damn, can't believe niggas really on that time again. When you lifting niggas up time and time again, wish G was here, dog, I never had these kind of friends. I told Cap it's a rap once I get this feeling. KD, it's been a while, but I'm still in rhythm. All my numbers still good, I'm in the perfect system. Success like your older brother, better go and get him. Everybody getting sick, I start to notice it. The envy out here spreading quicker than this COVID shit.